I welcome you all. So let's turn our Bibles quickly to the book of 1 Kings, chapter 1, verse 19. 1 Kings chapter 1, verse 19. Are we there? I want to talk today about process to receive the double portion of anointing. It's a long title, but I could not do anything about it because I want you to understand the title. The process to receive the double portion of anointing. You know, everybody wants to receive the anointing, the double portion. Every man of God wants to be great. Every musician wants to sing, and then, in fact, when we see that somebody is singing and people are falling down, we wish that we are the one, and then, but there is a process. There is a ladder to climb to reach there. Had it been it is just 30 days fasting and prayers, it will be very easy. Then we will all go and hide in Minden and do that 30 days and fasting and prayers. And we'll finish, then we come back. Then we have that anointing and then we will start operating. It is part of it to fast and pray. But it is even, I would say, it takes about 10%. Fasting and prayers takes about 10% to receive the anointing. Praise God. Shall we read it? So he departed thence and found Elisha, the son of Shaphat, who was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen before him, and he with the 12. And Elijah passed by him and cast his mantle upon him. Verse 20. And he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, Let me, I pray thee, kiss my father and my mother, and then I will follow thee. And he said unto him, Go back again, for what I have done to thee. And he ran back from him, and took the yoke of oxen, and slew them, and boiled their flesh with the instruments of the oxen, and gave unto the people, and they did eat. Then he arose and went after Elijah and ministered unto him. This is the word of God. May the Lord add revelations and blessings to his word in Jesus' name. Can you shout a big amen? Yeah. So the Bible said that, and God told Elijah to go and anoint Jezreel to be the king of Syria, and to anoint Jehu to be the king of Israel, and also to anoint Elisha, that Elisha will take his place when he is taken off. So the Bible said that immediately he got the news, he went to Elisha. And when he went to Elisha was working on the field. Praise the Lord. Elijah came to Elisha to anoint him so that he would take his office. God just said it as simple as that. That go and anoint Elisha, the son of Shaphat, who will take your office. Is it not simple that God gave the instruction? So normally we think that he will just go and do what? Anoint him. And then that is all. Then Elisha will become so powerful. And this is what we are expecting today in the house of God. But I came to tell you that anointing is not that cheap as we think. When he came, he threw his mantle upon him. The mantle was a symbol of Elijah's prophetic authority. The mantle he threw it upon Elisha was a symbol of Elijah's prophetic authority. Praise God. My first point I want to make is that Elisha was working on the field. Elisha was not a lazy man. The first point I want to make is that you can't be a lazy folk in the house of God and then you receive the double portion of anointing. Amen. Praise God. Amen. You must be a hard-working person. God does not call lazy people. So if you are writing, write it down. That God does not call lazy people. Before God will call somebody, God must know that the person is active, the person is somebody that can work. So if you are not working and you sit in front of the television every day and you are expecting the anointing to come upon you, the work of God is not butter and milk. You eat butter and you drink milk and you sleep. No, it is a hard work. God called people that are hard working. That is my first point. Praise the Lord, somebody. Verse 20 said that he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said unto him that let me kiss my mother and my father and I will follow thee. Praise God. So my second point I want to make is that you must be ready to say goodbye. That is why I said that the process to get the anointing is to do what? It's not just a joke. Number two point that I want to make is that be ready to say goodbye. He said, let me go and kiss my mother. You are not able to leave your mother. You are not able to leave your father. You cannot do this work. You are not able to leave your wife. You can't leave your husband. You can't leave something that has become a yoke, that is pulling you. You can't receive it. There are so many things that is pulling us. You need to say goodbye to that boyfriend. You need to say goodbye to that girlfriend. You need to sanctify yourself. When God called me from the beginning, there were so many things that I had to do. It was so funny. It was so funny. There was a place that I had kept my things. I have to go and take my things and give their things and say bye-bye. Praise God. It's a difficult thing to say bye-bye. But the Bible said that Elisha went and kissed his mother and his father. And he said that, goodbye world, I stay no longer with you. Goodbye pleasures of sin, I'll stay no longer with you, because I made up my mind to go God's way the rest of my life. And I made up my mind to go God's way the rest of my life. Praise God. May God give you grace to say goodbye. When you read Luke chapter 9, we are not going to verse 59. The Bible said that, and he said unto another, follow me. And he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. And Jesus said unto him, let the dead bury their own dead, but go down and preach the kingdom of God. Let the dead bury their own dead, but go and do what? It's not because Jesus was not interested that the man should not go and do the funeral. But there are so many things we need to allow it to go, to die. What is dead is dead. We have to put priority on things that are important. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Amen, amen and amen. Amen. And then number 3 point I want to make. When this man of God was called, the moment they threw the mantle upon him, the Bible Bible said that he killed the animals that he was using to plow. And he made a party for the people. If you cannot be a giver, you cannot receive. Praise the Lord. You want the great anointing, you need to be a giver. You need to be a giver. The Bible said that and Peter had to give his boat to Jesus Christ. It was a test. Jesus wanted to know that, are you able to follow me? Can you be my disciple? Can you take over one day? Can you take care of the disciples? From the beginning, Jesus told Peter, give me your boat. And the Bible said that Peter was ready. Peter gave his boat to Jesus. And Jesus said, you have passed the test. Praise God. The anointing is not cheap. You see a man of God standing, you want to be like that. Do you know what he has given? Giving your time. Can you give your time? Can you give your car? Some of you don't even want to take one person in your car. Or your mind of buying a car is something else. Peter gave his boat. Elisha was ready and he slaughtered all the animals and he gave it. Because the work of God is more important than the substance. God's anointing is not for compilators. God's anointing is for distributors. People that can distribute. Because you're going to be a man of God one day and God will ask you to build a hospital for the people. And that money, you can use it for something else. But God is telling you, use that money to build a hospital. Can you do that? So the anointing is not cheap, as we think. Or we think that one great man of God will come, and then he will call people who wants double portion of anointing. You bring your head, they will put oil, then you have received what Elisha received. No, sir. It's not like that. Praise the Lord. When Naaman came, Naaman said that, I thought that you are going to lift up your hands and do one crazy prayer, then immediately I will be healed. The man of God said, no, go and wash yourself 7 times in Jordan. He said, we have river, we call it Ababa. We have river, we call it Abana. He said that it is not Abana, it is not Ababa, it is Jordan. Go and wash yourself 7 times. Obedient. And he has to do it. After doing it, he got his breakthrough. Yeah. Praise God. Hallelujah. Are you able to abide in the principles of God? You want to be a pastor, you will not pay your tithe. You want to be a deacon, you will not pay your tithe. You want to be a great man and anointed. Don't you know that it is tithe that they pay, that they use it to take care of the church and take care of the workers in the church? So how can you be anointed if you are not abiding in the principles of God? It is the principles of God that brings miracle. It is not you chasing miracle. You don't need to chase any miracle. Miracle must chase you. People must chase you. Amen. To bless your life. Amen. Praise God. It's not only prayer. It's not only fasting. There are things you have to follow. Then God will trust you. God will see that you are faithful. God will trust you and put you in front. Most of the folks come to church and all what they want is to stand in the front. Do you think that it's just one day job to come to church, one day job, and then they put you at the front? No, madam, no, sir. You have to go through process, and the process is very difficult. But if you are able to go through, when we began this church, I was telling Sister Momo yesterday, I was cleaning toilet. Sometimes those times we had women that they don't want to clean toilet after service. Or men also. After service, when everybody is gone, I'll go. Ask Efe. Efe came to meet me. I was usher in the church. Am I right? When he came to the church, I was a pastor. What did I do when you were in the church? Usher. I was an usher when this girl came, very small girl. I was usher in this church. Yeah. When people will come and go there, I'll arrange. When we finish service, I'll pack the instruments. Go and put it in color. Go and enter toilet. Because when we are having service, if we don't clean the place, the people will sack us. Go and check the toilet, clean everything. Come and check the flowers. Everybody is gone. I will stand and look like this. I'll say, God, everything is fine. I hope Victor, we have one house master called Victor. I hope Victor will not have problem with us. Before I will thank God and then I will go. Today when people come and they see me here, they say that in Spain they were doing it like this. In here we were doing it like this. Come and do it like this. Do you know how I followed the process? From usher, became a choir member. From choir member, became a choir leader, praises leader. From praises leader, became a process. So today when you put me at the back, I know how to usher people. That is why sometimes when they are ushering people, I will do this. Because it's a training. Are you ready to give? It's giving. Hallelujah. Number 3 point is what? Giving. Number 4, he just arose and followed him. Praise God. It's a decision that you need to make it and just. Not that let me smoke this packet of cigarette when I finish. Not that let me see, I haven't chopped one thing before. Or I need to do this before. I need to do that before. It's a decision. The Bible said he arose and he did what? He followed Elijah. So today you need to arise. If you stay at one place, God cannot move on your behalf. Praise God. Some of you need to arise and start going to places to preach the word of God. There is time for sowing and there is time for harvesting. You cannot harvest if you did not sow. So you need to arise and begin to sow something. How did I win some of the members here? And as I won them, they are now also winning other people. Before I go to every village, once a week, I will be in Braunschweig. Another day, 3 times in a week. One day I will be in Wolfsburg to preach. Another day I will be in Salzgitter to preach. Another day I will be in the camp in Braunschweig to preach. All these seeds that I was sowing, today I am harvesting them. Amen. Praise God. Amen. Sister Martha is one of them. She was leading prayer and I was so wow. She is now doing also another work. And now when somebody else is doing this, now Sister Victoria is doing this one is doing this. This is how the kingdom will become big. So you need to arise. He arose. You have to overlook your weakness and move. The man was not strong. He did not know how to pray. Elisha was just a farmer. He just arose and he started going. As you are going, God will be teaching you. Amen. Praise God. Amen. God will be showing you the way. Amen. There was one disciple, his name, what is his name? I don't know. He only knew small thing in the Bible and he was winning souls. I think his name was Barnabas or whatever. In the book of Acts. He was winning souls. Until the disciples called him one day and said that, wow, you are doing great job. But come, let us teach you so that you can do more. So you can not only John 3:16. You have to move. Don't look at your weakness. Hallelujah. You have to arise. Then you will know what you carry. You don't know what you carry unless you arise and you begin to move. Then you know how you are empowered. Is somebody receiving this morning?
Yes, sir.
Praise God. So number 4 is arise and follow. Follow Jesus. Number 5 is you need to honor and you need to do what? Serve. The Bible said in the book of Job that if you obey and serve me, you spend your years in prosperity and you spend your days in pleasure. Or your days in pleasure and your years in prosperity. If Jonah did not swallow the whale, it was the whale that swallowed Jonah. Praise God. So if we serve God, God has a promise for us. It is part of the process. Part of the process is service. Part of the process is honor, to honor your leaders. Praise the Lord. Because the Bible said that he followed Elijah and he ministered to him. Praise God. He did not just follow him. He did what? He ministered to him. To minister to somebody means to serve and to honor that person. So when you read 2 Kings chapter 3 verse 11, the Bible said that, get into the ground. The Bible said that, here is Elisha, the son of Shaphat, which poured water on the hand of Elijah. They were looking for a prophet. They were looking for somebody. But Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord, that we may inquire of the Lord by him? Then one of the king of Israel's servants answered and said, here is Elisha. That is the man, the son of Shaphat, which poured water on the hands of Elijah. In other words, after Elijah has finished his miracle, he will come and sit down like this. And Elisha will bring water. Master, here is water. And then he will wash his hand. It's a sign of worshiping, and it's a sign of submissiveness, and it's a sign of service. You don't want to pour water on your pastor's hand, but you want people to pour water on your hand, that you become one great man of God, that when you are preaching and you remove your jacket, people will run and they will come and take it. But you sit down, and when your pastor is preaching, you see your pastor is sweating, he wants to remove his jacket. You'll be sitting there and watching. Let him do whatever he wants to do with that jacket. You did not come and take it. But one day you are standing and you want people to run and take your jacket and hang it. Or you finish preaching and you want people to come and pour water on your hand. You did not serve. And you expect people to serve you. It doesn't work this way. Those that would be fit to teach must have time to learn. Praise God. If you will be fit to teach one day, you must follow. Do you know why Peter had to follow Jesus for about 3 years? Because Peter one day will teach. And every standard education is about 3 years. Go to the university, 3 years. Apprenticeship, 3 years. To do nursing, 3 years. Peter to follow Jesus, 3 years. He has to follow Jesus. Sometimes Jesus will rebuke him. You know, sometimes Jesus called Peter Satan. Sarafina even said, yeah. He said, Satan, get behind me. Am I right? No. Peter, Jesus will rebuke him. Why did you cut his ear? Do you think the Bible did not describe the thing well? That you think that Jesus said, oh, Peter, you shouldn't cut this ear now. Peter, bring it, let me. Jesus rebuked him. Peter, it is not time to cut ear. But even when your pastor rebukes you small, you are angry. You don't know that even this work, sometimes the pastor is so hot to the extent that he can sometimes talk to you without respect, because you don't know after service sometimes how he's solving this problem, you know. But you are angry. Today pastor did not talk to me. Today pastor did not greet me. The way pastor talked to me today. Do you think Elijah was a quick-tempered man? But Elisha was able to do what? To follow him. You need to follow and endure. You need to follow and serve. You need to follow and honor. Praise God. Let me go to what Joshua Simon said about honor. He said that honor is not a ladder. Honor is lift. It's not something, when you honor, it's not something that all of a sudden you have to climb a ladder. The moment you start honoring your superiors, immediately you'll be lifted up. Amen. He said again that all blessings come from God through men to men. All blessings come from God through men to men. God will never bring something direct to you, but he will use somebody. This is why God was using Elijah in the life of Elisha to train this young man. And it is not an easy training. He has to go through a lot. So honor. And he said again, I'm quoting the man again. He said 3 reasons why we fail is we don't honor God, we don't honor men, and we don't honor principles. Praise God. You need to honor principles. You need to honor God, and you need to honor men. That is why when I get a problem with my children at home, I pray to God that God, even I'm angry, take this anger away. Whenever I get angry with my child, I pray to God that God, take this anger away. Because only being angry without saying anything, it will not be well. Only being angry with your child for long, without even uttering a word. And most of us, we did not honor our parents. Most of us, we did not honor our pastors. Most of us, we insulted people that help us. You know how painful it is. Look at what a mother will go through to give birth to a child. The joy of giving birth to a child. Look at what a mother will go through. And you not honor your mother. When my wife is delivering, I stand beside her and I see the breast that she pressed my hand. The power that my wife used to press my hand when she is giving birth. This my hand can tear. The pain of fathers who go to work and do what some fathers will toil and they will die without even eating the fruit of their labor. And so you don't honor them. Honor is very important. That is why the Bible says that when you honor them, your days shall be long. The only command that a promise is attached to it is to honor your father and your mother so that your days shall be long. When you come to the church, the pastor is your father. Honor him. You need to honor people. Praise God. When you honor, doors open by itself. When you dishonor, doors closes. Because it is somebody who will recommend you to somebody. You are going to London. I can tell you when you are in London, call Pastor Richard. Pastor Richard, one of my children are in London. Her name is Mama. Give her a platform. Let she minister. When you honor me, I will just take telephone. the answer to your problem is beside your neighbor. If you don't know, God will bless men through men. Maybe the solution to your problem is the person sitting beside you and you don't honor the person. You treat the person without respect because the person doesn't have paper, because the person doesn't have money, because the person is not wearing nice clothes. You treat the person anyhow. You might not know that person beside you is the answer to your problem. There are people that came to this church and I just told them, go here. Sometimes I don't even have time. They will go and they will teach them. Sister Becky, go. The first time I took her, the second time I didn't have time. She went there 2 times. They gave her paper to her. Within 1 month. Honor people. Don't disrespect people. Praise the Lord. Number 5. 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 1. 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 1. And it came to pass when the Lord would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal. Praise God. They started the journey from where? From Gilgal. From Gilgal. You know, Gilgal is a place that God rolled away the shame of the Israelites. So God will take you to a place to roll away your shame. From Gilgal to Bethel. From Bethel to Jericho. The main action was supposed to happen in Jordan. Praise God. When you check in verse 2, you find it. From Gilgal they went to Jericho. Praise God. Sorry, from Gilgal to Bethel. From Bethel to Jericho. From Jericho to Jordan. And all these places that they were going, everywhere that they will reach, the sons of the prophets were there. They will tell them that, hey, do you know what? God is going to take your master away. You'll be alone. You don't know. This man of God is going to deceive you. You make him deceive you, pay offering, pay tithe, do this, serve me, put water on my hand. All this your service will be in vain. Do you know what Elisha will say that? He said that, I know it, so don't say it. Praise God. Everywhere that they will go, you know, whenever you are serving God, people will discourage you. When people, you know, there are even people in the church, they will not leave the church. They will continue to be inside the church to make sure that when you come, they will tell you that you this church that everybody want to leave. What are you doing here? There are people that when they see you serving, and it's in every church, not only in our church. Yeah, you singing, come you are playing keyboard. This pastor one day you forget all what you are doing. You wait till one new keyboardist will come. When you find new singer, you are no more there. That is our Pastor Princess. We hear all these things. You are using one incident that happened that the brother was disobedient. That brother was disobedient. And you cannot say that there was a brother who was disobedient. But you can only say what the pastor, the discipline that the pastor disciplined the brother to destroy and tarnish the image of the pastor. When a new person comes and then the person finds that the atmosphere is a gossip atmosphere, the person is gone. The person is gone. The same thing they were doing to Elisha. But the Bible said that Elisha made up his mind. So my 5th point I want to make is that make up your mind. My 5th point, if you are writing, write it down. Make up your mind that you are following Jesus. You are not following a man. Whether somebody offends you or not, you know where you are going. Praise the Lord, somebody. The Bible said that, and he followed the master. He followed him till the time that the master took his mantle and he struck the Jordan and they passed through the Jordan. And he asked the servant, What must I do for you? And the Bible said that, and he said, I need a double portion of the Spirit that is upon you. Oh, so since the time that he met him, plural, he has not given him a double portion. This man has to go through process. He went through all the process, and now the man was about to be taken off. You know, my last point I want to make, if you are writing, that you need to know what you want. What do you want? Praise God. The Bible said that a man's gift will bring him to prominent people. God has given you a gift. In fact, your work is not to work as a nurse. Your work is not to work as a welder. The work God has given to you is to do the work of God. There is a gift God has given to you. All those things that you are using it just to buy something to eat. But your real job, you are a singer. You hold one of the fivefold ministry. That if even you are a nurse in the hospital, you'll be prophesying on people's life. You'll be leading people to Jesus. Amen. You find yourself functioning everywhere that you go. Praise the Lord. Because that is your call. And the Bible said that this man said that I need a double portion of anointing. And he said, if you have asked a very difficult thing, but when you see me taking off, it shall be yours. Hallelujah. Amen. And the man saw the master being taken off, and he shouted. He said, my God, the chariots and the horses have taken my master away. He saw a whirlwind, and he did not see Elijah again. Elijah was gone. And now it was time for him to come back. They were all watching if he could come back, because there was this Jordan. Now your master is gone. We will see. That is what people will tell you. You have served God. You have served God for 8 years. There is nothing good in your life. We said that follow us. You say you don't follow us. We will see if you have people to stay in Germany. And God will make sure that you have people. Amen. Praise God. It has not happened to you before. That is why you can't say a big amen. If it has happened to you before, you will say a big amen. Amen. People are telling you are getting old. You have not married. People are telling you that, oh, every day, are you married? Every day we don't have a husband. Hey. But one day God is going to remember you. Amen. Praise God. It takes the anointing. It takes process to receive the anointing. The anointing is not that cheap. Hallelujah. Peter had to give his boat and follow Jesus. Peter has to be rebuked. You know, Peter went to prison, and just to be in prison for the anointing to be released upon his life. Amen. Jesus himself, he needs to come and grow up as a carpenter. He needs to go to Jordan for somebody who is so superior than to baptize him. Jesus was superior than John the Baptist. And John the Baptist saw Jesus. Even you, your shoes, I'm not able to untie it. And Jesus said that, yeah, it's okay. If it is you, the walking you will walk to Jordan. You will make close like this. Don't you know I'm Jesus? I'm Jesus coming to Jordan. They will be playing music. People will be dancing. They will take Jordan to meet Jesus. They will sing that Sister Momo's song. Jesus, Jesus, your name is Jesus. Then you'll be coming like this. Maybe even you will fly. Jesus will fly to Jordan. But he humbled himself. And when he obeyed and honored, that was when the heavens was open. May the Lord bless you. Jesus.